Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Enjoy
Welcome.
Sorry.
Hello, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's the Squares Roundtable once again, and we're having a grand old time. We hope you are having a grand old time as well, listening. With me is Ivan.
Hey, how's it going?
And Jeff.
Hello.
You got Jeff.
And we discovered Discord, and that sounds way better than what we were using. So we hope you like the better audio, because we do.
Yes, we are sonically in love.
Ivan, how was your weekend? What did you do? Did you do your little play thing, your little comedy sketch thing?
Well, actually, it was a lot more than just a little comedy sketch thing.
I know.
But it was a very busy week. Doing a number of things that led up to the Harlem Nights Players doing Hackers, Slackers, and Wisecrackers over 2 nights. Friday and Saturday. We had Vito Zada, who did a hour and a half show before our show took place, which, though entertaining, just my opinion, it just ran a bit long, but was good nonetheless. Then Saturday we had the Score's Dan McNeil come down and
Don McNeil.
Yes,
Don McNeil.
Don McNeil. He came down and did some interview time with Jeff before the show, for Saturday.
Jeff.
It was another Jeff.
Huh?
Another Jeff.
Another Jeff. No. Jeff quit. Our director. So
I didn't quit.
No, you didn't quit. But you never quit.
But who's on first?
Jeff, though.
I'm Jeff.
Jeff quit. Yeah, don't quit, Jeff.
I didn't quit.
Not you. No,
Not me.
not at all. No, not you, Jeff. Quit.
Right. I didn't quit.
Oh, my.
Continuing on.
I also didn't talk to Dan McNeil. That would have been cool.
Yeah, he was very nice. He was a very nice guy. Came with stories and lots of, anecdotes and good things.
Antidotes?
Well, he was vaccines?
For like poison?
No. I mean, when people have like interesting stories and anecdotes, don't they? Isn't that part of conversation?
It's pronounced anecdote, Ivan.
It's anecdote.
Anecdotes?
Yeah.
And then
Antidote is what you take when you have poison. You got poison.
Well, I know what an anecdote. I know. I thought it was a dual. I thought it was a dual definition thing. Okay. Oh. Anecdotes. Okay. Well, he had anecdotes. Yes. Forgive my Chicago education here. I was educated. So But anyway.
Don't kill Dan McNeil. He makes lots of money. We don't want that.
But he was very entertaining, though. It was a good time, and the play went off without a hitch. I had Julie at my side doing lights, which she did a really good job. And
I didn't realize she was that kinky.
She did
what?
Loon lights. It was,
yeah.
Okay.
Light.
Yes.
Yeah, she helped with the lighting.
Oh. She helped with stage lights.
Right. Oh, that's different.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. What am I going to do with you? Anyway.
You really want me to answer that question?
I know what you got in your evil little mind. I know how your foul little mind works, okay?
It ain't little, that's for sure. I'll tell you that right now.
I know. I know that. I know that. I don't want to get. I don't want my man Jason to go off on that tangent. But anyway, yeah. So the play went off without a hitch. But the only thing was that I was spinning records on both nights, and it seemed like nobody was in the mood to dance, because it was like I started playing, and then like 15 minutes after everything was said and done, and most of the people were gone. I'm like, okay. So I just pretty much played for the cast. And
I just have a question.
What?
If the play is on a hitch, does that mean it's mobile? Do you guys take it around to other parks and places?
No, it's done for St. William's Church, and it's a thing they call Raising the Roof. They've been doing this for like 20 plus years.
Okay.
And basically it's a volunteer type of thing where all the money's made for it go to helping the church maintain their buildings and their programs and things. So yeah, no, none of us get any out cash, but we, we help the church.
Wow, Outcast was there? Did they sing Hey Ya?
Hey, you sure we have better audio this week?
No, I think Jeff's just deaf. I don't know.
Jeff? He said it without. He said it goes without a hitch. If it goes without a hitch, if he goes with a hitch, does that mean he gets taken around to places?
Wonder where
like a mobile? Is it a mobile play?
I wonder where that expression came from.
You're taking me too literally. Oh my gosh.
I'm also not taking you figuratively.
Or seriously.
No, not really at the moment, no.
All right.
So I'm glad the show went well.
Yeah, yes, it went well.
Wait, so was Dan McNeil in the show?
No, he did before the show started.
Dan McNeil, local sportscaster in Chicago, folks.
Good man. Very kind.
Mm-hmm. Like his alcohol.
Came up, while I was spinning records, introduced himself and engaged in like 5 minutes worth of conversation. And then,
I wish I had known. We have mutual friends.
Really?
Dan and I. Oh yeah. The guy I was telling you who does the comic book podcast that I'm friends with, John Suntress, used to do producing over at The Score with Dan. He's friends with Dan.
Oh, okay. Sheesh, I wish I would have known that.
I didn't know he was coming.
I would have name dropped him, Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
So, other than that, then did the teardown on Saturday night, got home, found out I forgot my guitars, which my dear friend Kate, hey, shout out to Kate, came by my place the following day and actually brought my guitars back, and so it was cool. And now I'm just getting ready for the big CHA inspection, which is happening tomorrow. So that
CHA inspection.
Yeah, Chicago Housing Authority.
Oh,
I thought you were just going to do the cha-cha.
Yeah. No, we're not doing the cha-cha slide.
The cha-cha.
Oh. Yeah, they're coming through the apartment. They do this every couple years. Check the sockets, check the fire alarms. Make sure everything's been maintained, and then they do a little checklist, and then they leave. Then I get to go ahead and for 5 minutes I get to bitch about what I like or what I don't like about the apartment and everything. So, and of course the only one thing I got is just the little friends that come to visit, and it's like, they need to maintain that, which I'm sure they don't take care of it. What?
You get the little friends to visit? I thought that only happens to women every 30 days.
No. I'm talking about like roaches, and things.
They visit every 30 days? That way?
No, they don't visit every 30 days. No, they come up every now and again and surprise me when I open up my cabinets, and I just don't like that.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't like opening up my cabinets and finding a little 8-legged thing looking at me and giving me the finger and say, ha ha ha, I'm in your place, ha ha. Now I'm going to drop this cartridge. There's going to be a million more in about 2 minutes.
They have a cartridge?
That's how roaches reproduce. They drop cartridges.
They drop cartridges. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it like toner?
It's like they drop a carton of eggs, like the carton eggs at the grocery store, only it has 2 million baby cockroaches.
There's like 10 million little baby cockroaches in the cartridges. They multiply
I hope you're.
Yeah, you get one. You're gonna have more in just a little while. That's how fast they go.
But just think, you could raise them and wean them, and then you could sell them, and you could like have a cockroach circus.
The only roach I want to be involved with is the one that's at the very end of my roach clip that I can light and enjoy.
How about Papa Roach?
There you go.
Papa Roach was good. They weren't bad.
Papa Roach was good. I like
Outcast.
Right.
Outcast, yeah. Outcast was better than Papa Roach.
Well, I like them both.
Hey, yeah.
So that's it. So, nothing really, too extraordinary after that. I mean, just going ahead and going into May and got a gazillion different things happening. I'm picking up a new gig over a place called Kohl's. I'll be doing the third Monday night of the month, which that'll be cool.
Not the
Kohl's?
department store chain.
I know, that's where I was going to. You're going to get a sweater while you're at it?
No. Kohl's is a club down in the district over there by Milwaukee in California. It's right across the street from my house.
Hey, I'm driving Ivan and I'm giving you the tunes, and over there, if you act now, you can get a free pair of socks.
Buy one, get one free over there.
Yeah, really.
Well, there you go. But I was also asked to play at a bicycle shop. I have a friend, Oliver Feek, who's him and his friend. They have a bicycle shop that they work at, and they approached me and said, "Hey, why don't you come over and play at the bicycle shop? While people shop." I'm like, "Hey, yeah, sure." I'm crazy like that. I mean, I like, new things. I mean, I'm expanding my horizons. I've already done a convention, this year, which I've never done before. Kudos to, Fred and everybody over there at DairyCon. Hey, shout out to you. Yeah.
So bicycle shops now. All right.
Well, one bicycle shop. Okay. Maybe I'll get a bike out of the whole deal. Maybe I'll get me my cruiser that I've always wanted.
Wait, when you say bicycle, wait, bicycle cruiser?
Yeah, they have a bicycle called a cruiser, which is the metal is heavier, the tires are bigger to handle a big guy like me, and of course it's it looks like a 1950s bike, except to newer specifications.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Okay, so
even the sneezes are louder on this show now.
Well, everything's nice and clean now. I can understand everybody better.
I don't know about that. After you sneezed, it's probably all over that screen.
Oh no, I went away from the screen.
Aha.
Yeah. I'm smart like that. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
All right. Well,
so Jeff, how was your weekend?
How was your week? Yeah, I was going to say.
Crazy. I did a training for a multi-billion-dollar company on Thursday with somebody, and it went really pretty. I thought it went really well.
Are you rich?
No, unfortunately. But
so they didn't give you they gave you part of the $1 million.
Not really.
No.
But they did give me this really nice $60 bottle of bourbon that I'm like, I'll have to use that at some point.
Yeah, but it's a multi-million-dollar case. Why didn't they give you part of the $1 million? I mean, they only gave you like $60. I mean,
well, welcome to going through Toastmasters. They come through Toastmasters and ask someone for you to come over and do something for free. I'll see if we can get them on the back end for stuff. We'll see how that goes. We'll see.
Okay.
But it was a good time. I'm glad I did it. And
you got $60 bottle of booze. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. And then Friday I went to go see Endgame, but we'll talk about that later. Saturday, I didn't get to do much. Sunday, I went for a brunch buffet for my birthday with my family, and they had this crazy decorate your own donut bar where where you could put it with different types of icing toppings And then
boy.
like they had all kinds of like cereal toppings and all that stuff. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then I was like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm good. But it was
you
cool
didn't like put like 2 of the round donuts next to like maybe an eclair and take pictures?
They didn't have eclairs, so first of all, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. But yeah, so I did that, and then I kind of worked on my speech all weekend because I got that next weekend, and then I kind of tried not to look at the snow on Saturday, which, bless it.
Yeah.
Why?
Sucked.
Why?
Sucked.
Because honestly, I'm really kind of getting ready for next weekend. Because next weekend is the District 30 Toastmasters Conference, and that's where I'm speaking in 2 different contests, and one of them, if I win, I get to go to the quarterfinals of the World Championship Public Speaking. So that's kind of a big deal. So,
all right,
cool. I'm trying.
So what
to
do you
get ready
win?
For that. What do I win?
Another $60 bottle of booze.
Yeah, something. Well, no, I don't even get that. I don't even get that, but I do get the opportunity that, depending, a lot of these districts from around the world will fly me in for free and pay for shit.
Ooh, there you go.
And then in theory, I can backroom sell stuff. So we'll see.
Cool.
So yeah, that was kind of, and I got my free piece of Portillo's chocolate cake today. That was my day. That's my weekend, and I'm sticking to it.
Portillo's chocolate cake. Wow.
Yeah.
So how'd you accomplish that?
Well, they have you didn't sign up for the birthday club?
No, I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yes, you sign up for the birthday club, and every year on your birthday, you get a free piece of Portillo's chocolate cake.
Ivan, you got a Portillo's by you?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
There you go. Yeah, the closest one by me is like Elgin.
Is it really? Is it that far? Wow.
Yeah, it's right down Randall Road.
Oof, that's far.
Yeah.
Mine's over on Harlem, just off of Irving Park there. That's the nearest one by me.
Yeah.
The only other one would be downtown, which
wait, no, there is one in Crystal Lake. Okay. Yeah, it's only 8 miles.
Yeah. There's one in Skokie,
so. Maybe it's not been there enough times, but I don't see the appeal of Portillo's to me, personally.
Oh, chocolate cake. Their chocolate cake's really good.
Okay. Well, I actually like
it's a hot dog place, but they serve chocolate cake?
Yes.
Yeah, they do serve chocolate cake. In fact, their chocolate cake is on display for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Freshly made right on the premises. It's really dynamite.
And then they do the whatchamacallit. They do the cake shake where they
make the chocolate cake on the premises. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that they make their hot dogs on the premises too. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
What about that?
They do a lot of good stuff there at Portillo's.
On the premises.
The chocolate cake's like world famous, man. I'm a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little shocked. And then they do the cake shake where they'll take the entire piece of chocolate cake and shove it in a chocolate shake. It's freaking amazing.
I've had their Italian beef. I've had their
the Italian beef's good. The Maxwell Street Polish is good.
Yeah, the French fries are great. They're just the way I like them.
Yeah, I want them a little well done. I always tell them I want them a little more well done, just to be safe.
I like my fries like crispy on the outside, but a little soft in the middle. But yeah, they do a real nice job. They use the crinkle fries, which is really cool.
They use that one. They have that one salad that's not bad. I can't remember the name of it.
Does your Portillo have the Italian section in it too?
Yeah. The one over by me, I do. Yeah, by me. I think they all have them now. I think they all.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I know there was a time where they were separate entities for a bit, but but I've never had a bad meal at Portillo's, I have to say.
It's been a while since I've had a bad. I've had something that ended up that way, but yeah, Portillo's. I think they basically made that like the number one hot dog like rated like one of the top places to come visit in the city for food or something like that. I think it was
I-
Zagat or somebody like that. I can't remember who, but yeah. So yeah.
Well,
that was,
it is a touristy type thing you do when you come to Chicago. You take in the Portillo's hot dogs, that and the Wiener Circles, because their marquee is famous. And then after hours, they literally do the Bebex stick with you after 12 o'clock midnight over there. You know, basically they'll ask, what the hell do you want? And, you know, where do you want on, you know, and they basically get really spicy with their language over there after 12 o'clock at night. And their marquee, you know, is very outspoken. So, I mean, if you see any of the Facebook or Instagram posts for it, you'll see for yourself just what I mean.
Yeah. So, Mike, what's your week been, or what's your weekend been like?
Let's see. Watched the Justice League and the Fatal Five.
Any good?
It was just okay.
Okay.
It's nice to see the Bruce Timm style with the original voice actors for the Trinity. That was from the old Justice League cartoon. You know, Kevin Conroy and the other two for Diana and Clark. But this was mostly about Starboy and Jessica Cruz, Lantern. So it was just okay for me. Again, this DC universe, it's trying to be a little more edgy. You know, throw in one shit in the dialogue and a little bit bloodier than I was usually. Like, you know that style, and when it gets bloody like that, it's like, oh geez, a little jarring, because like the old Justice League animated series, it really wasn't that violent.
Yeah, but they when they do those direct twos, they're not exactly
they're a little like PG-13.
They're more PG-13.
Yeah.
They have been for a while, so that's not truly shocking to me.
It wasn't horrible. I just wouldn't pay like more than $5 for a rental.
Oh, you know what it is? I did see all weekend. Here's the funny part. I thought last weekend would be the weekend, like all like the cable channels would show all the Avengers stuff. Yeah. This weekend, every cable channel had something where they were showing an Avengers movie at some point or another. So it was funny. I caught. I didn't realize how long it had been since I saw the original Iron Man movie. I had forgotten a lot of the beginning of Iron Man.
Yeah, we had a discussion like after the movie. We'll get into that shortly, but we hung out like a half hour after the movie theater. My friends and I were just talking about the obviously Endgame, but Iron Man 1 still holds up to me as like one of the best superhero origin movies of all time. Like, it's right up there with like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1 and Deadpool as like one of the best like superhero origin films. So, yeah, and I see one of the channels, I think it was Sci-Fi, was running Age of Ultron this afternoon. So,
the only thing I saw that was remotely superhero-like was the thing I saw today on Facebook. The Heavy Metal Heroes. Have you heard of them?
No. Was it just guys dressed in costume playing metal songs?
Yeah.
Oh, those guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen those guys on Facebook.
They were doing a version of La Vida Loca, which actually wasn't half bad.
And also went to the Kane County Toy Show in St. Charles on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
That was crowded. Yeah. And, of course, we had to drive down, had to get the snow off my windshield in the morning. Drive down there Sunday morning. And people come from all around the Midwest, some people from further away to go to the show. And, man, it's just, by 10 o'clock, it was just assholes and elbows all the way around every building. They were like, and it's split up into multiple buildings, too. So they got to get a walk out. And fortunately, there was no rain or snow or anything in between buildings. That could be problematic, especially if you're carrying, like, collectibles. But it was mostly just Star Wars and Funko Pops. More and more, I don't understand Funko Pops.
I don't understand the Funko Pop thing.
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
No, me neither. I don't get it.
But they're kind of cute, but I don't know that.
Yeah, but I mean, initially, yeah, they were all right, but now they've like expanded them into different realms and different characters,
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It almost seems like the Beanie Baby thing all over again, you know.
Well, it's just like with any collectible. There's a lot of common stuff, and then there's one or two that are super rare and super hard to find.
Right.
And until they're reissued, then they're going to be difficult to find at a decent price. And got a few Marvel Legends and one or two Transformers. Found an old Marvel Transformer comic that I was trying to complete the original Marvel run of 80 of the original Transformers Marvel comics. So yeah, it was a good Sunday. And watched the Cubs. Oh God, the Cubs went for 5.5 hours last night. Went to the 13th inning.
Yeah, but aren't they like almost aren't they like 500 or something like that, or a little bit over 500?
Where their win-loss record is, but they went to the 13th inning with the Diamondbacks. Oh my God, I was like,
I just remember everybody was like complaining because they're like, "Oh my God, the Cubs are horrible," and it's like,
it's April.
No. Yeah, that was my reaction. I'm like, they only got 162 of these damn things. Come on, calm down.
Oh.
Like, I don't get it. Why are you guys all freaking out?
Oh yeah, on Friday I saw Endgame. Oh yeah, like the big nerd event for the whole thing, man. That's like, and I did it right. Stopped drinking fluids at 4:30 that afternoon. So I was able to get my nachos and Coke, and I was fine through the film. And the one spoiler I did hear before the movie, it didn't ruin my movie-going experience. So, and I went home and I went to work Saturday, and some of my coworkers were like, "Mike, did you see that Avengers?" And yeah, it's like, oh, so yeah, a couple of my coworkers, I was a little jealous. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I guess there was a Game of Thrones thing Sunday night. I don't know, but I don't watch Game of Thrones.
You know, I've never watched it, so I don't have HBO, but I love how it's okay to go online and talk about that and spoil the fuck out of it. But God forbid you say anything about Endgame and everybody goes nuts. It's like, why is one okay and what's not? It's like, oh, it's just TV, and I'm like, no, I'd say that's bullshit.
No.
That's garbage. I don't understand why that's legit. Why that's legit and legal, and people. I don't know.
Because when you pay $10 for a movie ticket, it's different from just plopping in front of the TV and watching an hour of cable.
I guess
that's their justification. I think.
I guess I don't know. All I know is it's like, man, somebody ruined like one of my shows, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
If I hadn't seen it, I'd be like, gee, thanks, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. If I hadn't seen it yet, I'd be upset. I'd be annoyed.
Yeah. So are we ready? We need to talk about this.
Are you playing the bongos or something?
Yeah, Ivan, you're tapping your... I'm getting a tapping noise.
Yeah, I just had an important message I had to get to. Sorry, I didn't know you heard it.
You're tapping. Yeah. You're tapping a message. Okay,
yeah.
Making. How are you?
I can even hear the.
There we go.
I can hear that too. Mm-hmm. Just so you're aware, when we're doing it on the phone, we just about.
Yeah, this new chat system catches a lot more sound.
Yeah, it catches a lot of sound. I'm good to talk Endgame, but unless you want to talk about other stuff, and then we want to go Endgame.
I am ready.
Okay. Well, I'll start here.
First of all, we just say there will be spoilers.
Oh, you know what? If you haven't seen Endgame, you should skip this episode right here.
Yeah.
And come back after you watch the movie.
Yeah.
Because
enjoy Endgame. See you next week.
We're gonna talk way too much about this.
Yep. There will be spoilers.
I've only been waiting all week.
Yes. I've been waiting. I can't wait.
You two will probably have the bulk of this particular conversation. I didn't get to see it, so.
You didn't? Wait. I thought you were going to get in Sunday afternoon.
Well, unfortunately, because of my the play that I had to work on, I wasn't able to get there. So yeah.
Do you wanna pop out for a little bit and not listen? Or?
Well, no, I'll just I'll pop out for a bit, and you guys do your groovy thing, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say, Ivan, of the 3 predictions you made, only one was true.
Oh, so at least I got 1 out of 3.
You got 1 out of 3. I got 1 out of 3, and Jeff got 0 out of 3.
Well, I went a little wacky.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Howard the Duck. I went for the Howard the Duck.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Endgame for the rest of the show, I think. So, at least for the next half hour here. So,
okay.
Ivan, do you want to just hit mute and then go have a sandwich?
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Enjoy your sandwich. All right. Ivan's on mute, and he is off. So we will talk about Avengers Endgame.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I did. By the way, right before Endgame came out, or when Endgame came out, they had the mild spoilers for when you should go to the bathroom if you had to in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
They were dead on.
When did they say you're able to go?
The one where I went was when Pepper and Tony were having their talk in the cabin.
Right.
The other place was that they said was good was when Hulk was having lunch.
Yeah, in the diner scene, yeah.
In the diner scene.
Yeah.
That you really didn't need that either.
No.
Those were the 2 that they were like, these are the 2 places you should go.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I didn't realize which scene they were talking about, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's the Hulk has lunch scene. And then the other one was, as soon as I saw the other one, I was like, I might have to go. Let's go now. Go. Boom. That was good. And I kind of had a feeling I knew what that scene was going to look like anyway. So I'm like, I'm good.
I will say I survived, so I behaved. And I was one of my friends who's all like, I'm used to doing long road trips. I drive with my wife to New Orleans, so I know when to stop drinking fluids. So we were all good. Actually, none of my friends had to get up. But one guy he was making one of my friends he had to make a beeline when we stayed. We didn't trust. We waited until the movie was completely over. I mean, I've heard that there's no post credits, but we sat and we waited until the house lights came up. Some people did. Because we're trained. We've been conditioned.
Yeah, that's why I was okay. That's why I was okay at that point. Cause it was like, all right, well, really, in reality, I'm good. So where do you want to start? Other than where you wait, I guess.
Let's see. First impressions. It was epic. That was just all I can say. Geez, where do you start? I mean, it's just so much to take in. I'm going to see it probably either Tuesday night or I'm going to catch a Wednesday matinee. So I'm going to see it again very soon.
So to me,
did it meet your expectations?
You know, it did. I think that the way people were reacting and the way the spoiler-free stuff was coming out, I expected something a lot crazier. I expected something like ridiculous, like, you know, they reset the entire universe kind of thing or something.
I thought there was going to be some kind of strange, like, almost like a Flashpoint kind of thing where... I expected something weird like that. Where, like, Cap will get replaced by a younger actor. In the
right, like, the way they were talking about it, that's exactly kind of how I thought this was, how crazy this was going to get, because people were like, oh my God. And I'm like, and I'm watching it and I'm like, no, I don't feel like I'm saying, oh my God. A lot of this stuff makes total sense. Or sure, that works, or okay, that's good. It's not that any of it was bad, or I didn't have moments where I was like, oh, that is sad, or something like that. But I wasn't like some of these people where it was like, they had to like sit and like contemplate the world or anything like that. I was like, okay, it is what it is.
How was your audience? Was it a clappy audience?
No,
You're all
mine
pretty,
was not.
pretty just laid back, just quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple people who were like cheering at a couple of scenes, and that was cool. It's fun to see the reactions. So we all get. I think the one biggest cheer we all got was when Cap wielded the hammer. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Well,
it's been done before, but for all the but it's a nice throwback to that too. My first impressions, I had a knee-jerk reaction of revulsion to what happened to Thor, but it makes sense to him. When at the beginning of the movie, he's just sitting there alone and he's failed.
Mm-hmm.
He should have gone for the head. And then when he does, there's no glory in it because Thanos still won. So he goes to New Asgard and he drinks himself to fat. He gets Fat Thor.
Yeah. Fat Thor was the hero that we didn't know that we needed, that we badly needed. Yes. There's the Funko Pop we all need.
Fat Thor.
It's Fat Thor.
Lebowski Thor.
Right there. Beer belly gut Thor. We totally need that guy. That is the hero we've all been missing.
Yeah. And Rocket had some great scenes, some great lines, a lot of great one-liners in this film.
Yeah, we had America's ass.
We got America's ass. That was another good ha-ha moment for our theater.
Yeah.
When Scott salutes.
Yeah. I know I've already seen online people using the I love you 3000 thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness.
That's already become like a thing.
Yeah, the feels. There are two major feels for me. The first one was when Scott finds Cassie. That had major feels for me because I had just watched Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, and those two had some great moments together. Like, she's like, I can be your partner. Don't laugh. This great bond between him and his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, not in the middle, towards the very end, not the very end, but at the end, towards the middle, when Tony says goodbye to his father. That had major feels for me. And of course, he hugs him and says thank you, and he's like, for your service. It was great. Those great scenes. I was expecting to see, not that I was like you had said something last week about, I hope Captain Marvel doesn't save the day, and she's in it for like 5 minutes. I mean, I was expecting to see a little bit more of her actually in this, but that's okay.
It's interesting because I had a feeling that they it was interesting. There's an article in the New York Times that I sent to you and Ivan.
Yeah, I read most of it.
Where they were talking to the screenwriters, and it's interesting to see how they kind of broke it down, which was that they wanted to make this movie where it was more the original Avengers.
It was about them.
With a couple of people here or there left over. Yeah. And I guess those were the choices that I didn't fully read it yet, but those were the choices that they made, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is,
and that's how they're promoting it.
Right. And it makes sense, which is, you
the
have
passing of the torch.
Right. Well, and it's okay. It makes sense that you're gonna, do you really want to resolve the Tony and Cap thing right at the beginning, or do you want to wait and hold that off and pay that off in the next movie and have that hold all those situations?
Yeah. And that's great though too, because you almost think they almost would have been all hugs and shit, but as Tony was starving to death on the Guardian ship, all the time he was probably thinking, "Where the hell were you, Cap?" That was great. That was a great scene. Where we see malnourished Tony Stark going off on Cap about, we are supposed to do this together. We were supposed to fail together. And where were you? You know, and I love that was a great scene too. Got great performances by all the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Not one was all like, I could have gotten more of that. I like the shorter hair on Carol, because as when I started reading, when I got back like through like Civil War II and when she first took the torch, you know, she had the shorter hair. But I like the uniform from her own movie better than this new uniform. But it's growing on me, the gold shoulder pads or whatever. But like I said, I was expecting to see more of it. That was just a freaking badass moment when she's trying to get the gauntlet from Thanos at the end, and you know she almost breaks his fingers, and so he just pops the Power Stone off the gauntlet and punches her with it. And I'm like, holy shit! Great fight at the epic battle at the end, man. Everyone's just cheering, everyone's in it. This is what we waited for, like a splash page on a comic.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say this was like a comic to you?
Yeah, I mean that section was. I mean, I guess it was. I mean, I understand that they wanted to build out that feeling of what it means to fail, and I totally get that. And there were some interesting moments there. I don't know. I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's do a little bit more action here.
There's not a lot of fight scenes in this.
Right. There's just the one right basically it's really the one at the back hour of the movie. That's it. It's kind of that. And whereas if you look, and I gotta be, congratulations. Infinity War is the Empire Strikes Back of Avengers.
Yeah.
It really is. That movie, from the minute you start, from beginning to end, that movie, top to bottom, is wow.
Yeah.
And because it's action packed and there's constantly something going on. Whereas with this, I understand you had to do some of that stuff, but it's like, okay. I thought the choice of starting with Hawkeye was interesting.
Start
there.
Obviously, because Hawkeye was not in Infinity War, so give Hawkeye and Scott and the ones who were not in Infinity War much. I mean, give them a lot more time here to shine. And everybody had like one or two great moments. Some more than others, sure, but there were some that were like, wow, this is great. Like when they go back to 1970 and Cap finds Peggy Carter's office.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's great moments like that. You know, we get the fan service, you know?
Yeah. Again, I mean, to me, there's, and that's, that, if we're really going to go to, let's talk about some of them, which is, like, for example, the one that I found amusing was as soon as I saw, Cap goes into the elevator.
Yes, and that was like Winter Soldier all over again.
Basically that Winter Soldier scene all over again.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then, what's his name? Robert Redford's supposed to be retired. He's never supposed to have acted again. And they got him to come back to do this role.
Yeah.
To do
for
that
like,
one cameo.
2 lines or something, yeah.
Yeah, for that cameo. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, that was crazy.
I'm amazed they got a Natalie Portman back.
Did that? You think those were? I guess those were new scenes, weren't they? Yeah, I guess they were.
There were a couple, 1 or 2 new scenes. She had no dialogue, but it was 1 or 2 scenes where she was alone.
Yeah. I thought. There were. Hulk why does Hulk have to take the stairs? That's good. That was good stuff. That's a good section. Star-Lord gets taken out by one punch.
We see the scene where he's on his way to get the stone that was hidden in the ruins. And Rhodey's just like, so he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And Nebula had so much more to do in this movie.
Yes.
I was surprised that she was this active, and I loved the opening scenes where it's her and Tony working together, and he teaches her how to play the paper football game, and
that was cute.
And the one scene where Tony's giving her the last bit of food, and she gives it back to him. I mean, these great character moments.
Yeah, again, and that's the interesting part. I'm trying to think off the top of my head before we get to certain other things and other aspects. I do think it's ironic that basically all this is put into motion because of some rat who was walking through Scott Lang's van.
Yeah, that's the rat saved the day, man.
Yeah. Really, in reality, a rat saved us all.
Yeah.
The MCU rat. Thank you. If
Not
the rat
the most
isn't walking
important.
around and Scott doesn't come back.
I'm okay with that.
So,
you know, some people are like, "What? Oh, just a..." But I'm all right with. Like I said, I was all right with everything in this film. I was just so immersed in this film. You know, maybe watching it a second time, I'll get a little feeling that maybe the second hour was a little slowed down a little bit. You're waiting for the next thing to happen. But
reading things that are out there from people, I thought one of the things that was interesting was there's a theory on why Cap could lift the hammer, and I'm trying to remember. Winter Soldier, correct me if I'm wrong, Winter Soldier before or after Ultron?
Winter Soldier was after Ultron.
That's what I thought. There's a lot of people who were talking about how Cap knew that secret about that Bucky was the one who killed Tony's parents, and that's the reason he can't lift the hammer. And I'm like, no, that happens after that in Age of Ultron. That doesn't happen.
No, wait a minute. Winter Soldier is before Ultron.
Is it?
Let me think.
Is it?
I think so. I deleted my list. Once I finished my Marvel watch, I deleted my list.
That's the theory. The theory to me is, the theory that I've heard is, Cap had that secret about Tony's dad
hiding the truth
parents.
From Tony, right?
Right, and that supposedly that couldn't lift the hammer. And I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think that's what it is. I just think that Cap lacked the confidence. Cap lacked the confidence, if you understand what I mean. That, Cap had to have more of the confidence in order to lift it or do what he needed to do. And I think that happened in that movie. I thought it was interesting. I thought what was interesting, the most interesting of all is they paid off that scene from Age of Ultron because of what Thor's reaction is when he finally can use the hammer, which is he's like, yes.
He's like, I knew it.
And he's like, I knew it. And it's interesting because that is the question that needs to get asked. Is it what people are talking about, or is it even possible that Cap just didn't care and didn't want to lift it when he could have, if you know what I mean? Because Cap's kind of that guy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to embarrass Thor.
Right, where he doesn't have to. Because, you go back and you watch that section, and Thor's kind of got this look on his face. Like he should be able, he thinks he's going to be able to lift it, and then he doesn't. And then he's kind of like, oh, okay. And now that scene has like a different look to it.
Yeah, it does change how you see that scene now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the Black Widow death.
That was not expected. Out of all the original Avengers that was going to die, that wasn't. When the two of them went to Vormir, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be Hawkeye because he's done these terrible things, but.
Yeah.
But
so can we start there?
She's a crafty one. Yeah, we started there because that's where the movie started. Where that's where he went and that's where he lost his mind because his whole family disappeared in front of him.
Right. No. Let's start with the Vormir thing about who they where.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's really interesting. That it's Hawkeye and Black Widow who go to Vormir. I think it's really interesting because they don't send Cap.
Yeah.
Because so we don't pay off that Cap doesn't end up finding out about the Red Skull.
Yeah, exactly. That'd have been, You just say, see the red guy, and then when
Right,
Hawkeye comes back, just see the red guy, and you try and bring her back. And she was, he was obviously distraught.
Right,
because
right.
of the relationship.
Right, and it's funny you say that, because that's exactly what I was waiting for, was to hear what he would say or description, because just to see, because especially he's talking to Cap, and truth be told, Hawkeye would never know what the Red Skull looks like or anything like that.
Yeah.
That would never be something. And to me, I think it's interesting, because here's an opportunity where you really could have stuck the dagger to Captain America, which is, imagine that scene now where instead of Hawkeye being there when Black Widow dies, imagine what would have been if Captain America's there and standing right next to him is the Red Skull.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, that's just...
Yeah, that could have been...
well, you get the point.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is they're saving it for something else.
Ivan, Jeff, you're stepping out. Your audio's going in and out. You got to step closer to the mic.
Okay. Because you've been cutting in and out too, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Mike. I don't know what else you put him in the movie. Okay, you put him in both movies, and you never pay off that Captain America is there or finds him.
Right, the keeper of the Soul Stone is Red Skull.
Right. Why don't you pay that off?
That'd be a good question for the writers.
I mean, I have
Why
a theory
didn't you decide
on it.
to explore that?
I have a theory on it. I have a real interesting theory on it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Or do you want me to just say it now?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, so there's that Falcon Bucky show that's going to come on. And you've got old Cap, right?
Yep. Now we have old Cap.
Now you have old Cap, right?
Yep.
So you have old Cap. And you've got Red Skull. I don't know where he is at this point. What if Red Skull came and killed old Cap? That'd be an interesting place to start that. And by the way, I am still waiting for them to change the title name from Bucky and Falcon to Cap and Bucky, because because of what happened in this movie. Because essentially, the way I understand it is, there is no more Falcon. There's the new Captain America.
Yeah, but Sam still keeps the wings and the shield.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, when Sam takes over for Captain America, he has both.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, the wings and the shield.
Well, then okay, then that's why it's kind of interesting to me, unless the Disney Plus series is going to be how he becomes Captain America.
So yeah, we lost Black Widow, and that was not the one I was predicted would go. So that was she's a crafty one. I was like, oh man, it was when I knew. You see him walking up the steps, and they're going. And Red Skull's doing the spiel. That has a mind of its own. And I was like, yep, Hawkeye's gonna bite it, but nope, she's a crafty one.
No, absolutely.
And
it's funny because if you look at it from a writer's perspective, it makes sense. Is it more devastating to lose Hawkeye to the characters, or is it more devastating to lose Black Widow? Because think about how many characters it affects that she doesn't come back.
No.
She's a good friend to Cap. She's a partial love. She's a best friend to Hawkeye. She's a partial love interest to the Hulk.
Oh yeah. And been around since Iron Man 2.
Right. And she was originally at one point in the story working for Tony Stark. So yeah, it makes sense. The only question I have is, all right, we know they've greenlighted a Black Widow movie. What the fuck does that look like?
Yeah.
And how does it fit in, or are we going back to the past? What are we doing?
Sounds like might be like a younger, like all her crazy co-op day, or her crazy Black Ops days.
I guess, but here's the thing. You're going with Scarlett Jo. She's in the movie, so how are you going to make... Well, I mean, you can't go too young. if you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very curious to see how that's. Trying to think. I thought it was cute that Cap was smart enough to realize all he had to do was say, "Hey, Hydra," to get out of the elevator.
That was great. That was a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cap versus Cap thing is kind of amusing.
Yeah, the fight. Yeah, Cap. He's like, I can do this all day. I know.
Yeah, I know you can. I know you can do it all day.
There's so many great one-liners, like when Tony meets Rocket, and it's like, seriously, first time I thought you were a Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
that's good too.
Yeah.
No, there's some classics there.
Yeah.
But
so it was great, and like I said, I knew that Gamora would come back, but not in this fashion.
Yeah.
I thought if someone else got the Soul Stone, that her soul would be, like popped out or something. I don't know.
Apparently not.
No, apparently not. That dead is dead. And they tried, like I said, when Hulk did the snap with his own gauntlet. And that was the spoiler I heard about when I heard Hulk glove. I'm like, oh, okay, that's how they're going to do it. When they have to get the stones back somehow, and Hulk was going to do the snap to bring everyone back. That was the spoiler I heard a couple weeks ago.
I wasn't aware it was going to be Hulk, but yeah, it's like I said.
So yeah, and the other thing I didn't expect was 5 years later. That was like, holy crap.
I had heard for a while that they were going to jump time on it. That was going to be a big thing.
My presumption was months, not years.
Oh no, I had heard years. I thought it was supposed to be 10.
Really? Wow.
I thought it was supposed to be 10, not 5. So I was aware that it was there was a few years of time jump. Yeah. And I thought it was interesting because when they started the movie, I'm like, well, this is interesting. All I heard about was there's going to be this big giant time jump. And I'm like, well, they seem to be not doing it. Okay, maybe that was a lie. And then all of a sudden it's 5 years later. I'm like, oh, that's what they did. Yeah. That's how they did it. Okay.
Yeah, we're coming up on 30 minutes, so Ivan's going to be coming back here in a minute. So final spoilery things. I'm sorry to see Tony go.
Yeah. Well,
it was a logical conclusion because it started with him pretty much in the first movie. Well, technically.
Here's the thing, Bob Mike. Here's my question. Is he really gone?
Well, yeah.
Are we sure?
No, we're never sure of anything.
Okay, because it is comics, and if there's enough money, and now you have a working time machine.
Right, now you have time travel.
Yeah, and you have a working time machine with time travel, just like all these people who think that Steve Rogers is done. Maybe not.
Yeah.
A working time machine opens the door. I am fascinated to know whether or not Thor is going to be a part of the galaxy. The Guardians next movie.
Yeah, the Asgardians of the Galaxy. Yes.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to see how that goes.
And that was the one prediction I got right, was that Valkyrie was going to take over to rule Asgard.
I actually did get a prediction right, by the way. I told you were Banner.
Well, Banner's like, it's not, well, yeah, you see, yeah, exactly. As in, like, we did see Bruce Banner in his astral form when he tries to get the time stone from the Ancient One.
All right, that counts. I lose. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah.
So we all got one. Let's say we all got one right.
Let's see what. I'm now pretty sure I understand, which is, okay, he's got the Tesseract and he gets the hell out of there.
Yep.
Okay.
The Loki show.
Right. I think that's how that works.
Yep.
I've heard rumblings that Scarlet Witch and Vision is going to be set in the 50s, which is very strange, but I'm beginning to think that this is the setup to House of M.
Okay.
That this is the setup to House of M, where Scarlet Witch goes nuts. And in the end, and creates like her own little, and that maybe that's what's coming next.
Right. Because just before the snap, she's lost her boyfriend. She's lost everything. And there's fun seeing the rage against Thanos. And we had a great scene with little girl power there. Towards the end. I like the little hot potato with the gauntlet, went from Hawkeye to Spidey to Carol to T'Challa, trying to get the gauntlet away. But
I liked the fact that for the most part it was the big three versus Thanos for the.
Yes, that's what we needed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There was the one scene too where he's like, "You have the little hammer, I'll take the."
Yes.
That was.
And he's already liking his upgrade.
Yeah.
His Stormbreaker.
Absolutely. I know there was a lot out there about a lot of the stuff with the time, about time and all that, about that. Did they screw this up or did they screw that up or how? You know what? It's a movie. It's a movie. You got to calm down about it.
And it's great that they were like Rhodey was referencing all the pop culture movies we've dealt with time travel.
Yeah.
About how you go back in time and you'll kill your dad. You're still here because it's just you've created an alternate time stream. It's like Back to the Future lied to us all these years. You know.
Yeah. No. I'm with you.
Yeah. When Scott said something about betting on sporting events, and Tony just looks at him.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, it's interesting. Or I'm sorry. Obviously, Professor Hulk doesn't have the anger issues of the previous.
Oh, yeah, Hulk. He's like totally living in his own skin. He's
enjoying
it.
Rawr.
Yeah, when he goes back to 2012, and he's like, and he rips his shirt off, and he just throws a motorcycle,
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think some of the things like Cap getting old made total sense to me. It makes total sense to me. He's a man out of time, and
that was always his struggle,
right?
Of not having they tried to expound upon that more in Age of Ultron and Winter Soldier, where he's a soldier without a war to fight.
Well, and I think it's interesting because here's the only thing I think it's interesting, which is I did like the chemistry between him and Sharon Carter in Civil War, but it never goes down.
Yeah.
And I did like that chemistry, but in the end they send him back. And by the way, how's that going to go over? Hey, you kissed my knee. You made out with my knee.
It was just one kiss.
Well, was it only just one kiss? I can't remember. It's been a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you kissed my niece. And we're not just talking like a peck on the cheek or anything like that, mister.
It was in the heat of the moment. But there was some chemistry there.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate, I think. And by the way, she wasn't in the movie at all, which is just kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I presume she was snapped. Otherwise, that Steve would have gone to her.
Well, I mean, even in the big battle scene. I mean, that was the one group that was missing is where's S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah. And, exactly. And like ScarJo or Black Widow has some brief exposition about, the governments are barely holding shit together.
Yeah.
And there's no more sporting events, no more, the baseball fields are abandoned,
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's like, well, I guess so.
There's no fun anywhere in anything. They built memorials and people just trying to move on with their lives.
I guess, but I guess that's true. I mean, look at how long it took. Well, I don't want to get into current events, but yeah, I guess there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that apparently everybody who Peter Parker ever knew got snapped.
Well, at least Peter and Ned, because they're back in the same class instead of 5 years later.
Well, but that means that anybody who, like the person Zendaya who's playing MJ, it means Flash, all those characters got snapped.
Yeah, because they all got to be in the same class again.
Right, because they all got to be in the same class again.
Because, otherwise everybody else is all graduated.
Right. Oh,
Assuming,
yeah.
they all had classes again.
Right, because I'm like, okay, you jumped everything 5 years. So I'm like, okay, I'm confused, and because this movie's going to take place right after this movie. Kind of right after this movie. Which, by the way, now explains a lot about the Spider-Man Far From Home. It totally makes sense about why he's there, and it totally makes sense to me about that we're going to get a better understanding of a post-Endgame world. We're very much going to get that. I can tell entirely.
I'm looking forward to seeing how the world has changed through the eyes of Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Or at least in general.
And it's interesting because if there's one set of eyes that was interesting to see how the world has changed, it's a teenager.
Yeah.
It's a teenager. But see, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, people cried because Cap, Cap got old, and then he's dancing with what's her name, and I'm like, oh, I mean, that makes sense. It's a perfect ending. They pay off the thing about when I get back, I'm going to have that dance with you from the original first Avenger, and that makes total sense. I was good with that. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I think that's where I was like, some of this stuff just made sense. Like, especially after they did the whole scene with Tony and his dad. I'm like, oh, he's going to die. He's going to die. It makes total sense. Because it's like, okay, they finally reconciled. Tony's got a kid and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, were you confused by who that one teenage kid was at the...
We figured it out after the film was over.
Yeah.
Who he was.
Yeah, I had to find out who...
No, we figured it out at the end when we all left. We had our little powwow in the parking lot. Well, my friends and I after the film, and one guy said, "Yes, from the kid from Iron Man 3."
Yeah, I never would have caught that. I never would have caught that if I hadn't read something.
I'd like to say I probably would have figured it out, but maybe not.
That is just not something I was thinking at any way, shape, or form at all on that. So, kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and the great scene with Happy and Morgan. The kid wants a cheeseburger. And oh my goodness, Ivan's back. Ivan, give us 5 more minutes to avoid spoilers.
All right.
I was about to say, the great scene between Morgan and Happy where she wants a cheeseburger. And that was a great throwback to Iron Man 1. And it's great moment for Happy,
No, absolutely. If that's the last we're going to see that kid from Iron Man.
Who knows?
Because really, in reality, there's just like there are certain people with that sound effect at the end of the movie where it's like, oh, they're just paying tribute to starting with Iron Man with him building the armor. And there are other people who are like that. Maybe that's somebody else building new armor. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. They certainly have set things up for the possibility of a new Iron Man in a couple different directions. And given how close that they've made Spider-Man at this point to Iron Man, I mean, you could see Pepper Potts there. You could see Morgan Stark. You could see this kid, Iron Man 3. There's things that could happen that way. There really are. It'd be interesting if suddenly, by some chance, Riri Williams happens to end up in Peter Parker's class. That's maybe that's where this goes. I have no idea.
Yeah, because he's an Avenger now, so he'll be part of that team.
Right. So it's interesting. Yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of, it's I'm at the point now where it's like I'm curious to see what comes out of this. It's really clear that they are indeed building from this and doing some things, and it seems like they're going to use the Disney Plus shows to kind of move a lot of these aspects, and we're gonna see. The movie's going to do some of it, but these Disney Plus shows are going to move are going to move this forward, and they're going to move some of these aspects, and we're going to see where it takes the Marvel universe, and it makes me wonder, because here's the thing, which is maybe the characters that they're picking for the shows may not necessarily be the characters that you're going to see on the big screen anytime soon.
Right. Maybe get a cameo. So.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, they, and maybe that's the strategy, which is, you know what? People know these characters, and
here's where you can go to see more of their stories. But otherwise, in the meanwhile, here's the new crew.
Right. And here's where we have new. The only character they can't move that way is Spider-Man. And I'm sure they'll figure out something to do with it. I am still fascinated to see what happens between Marvel and Sony. I am absolutely curious to see how they handle all that. Especially with the fact that, you've had 2 successful Sony movies without Marvel.
Yeah.
And we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Because that's a factor now, without question. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I really did.
Out of 5 yeah-mans, what do you give it?
I guess I give it 4.
Okay.
I can't give it 5 out of 5. I want to, but I can't.
What problems did you have with the movie?
I think I expected a lot more. I think that when they set up a lot of stuff, I expected it to really, especially with some of the ways that people reacted. I didn't expect that. Oh my God. I mean, I think you and I were expecting, when people were coming back like that, something very, very different.
Yeah.
I will say that last fight scene, that scene where basically it looks like it's going to be where it's like, it's Captain America all by himself.
Versus everyone. And then all of a sudden he hears Sam on the radio.
Yeah.
When he says, on your left. I'm like, yes.
That's an amazing moment.
Yeah.
That is well done.
Yes.
That is.
Yeah, some of the LOLs didn't kind of match, didn't kind of fit as well for me. I'd give it 4.5 out of 5 yeah-mans. I dug it, and I can't wait to see it again.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 4 is good. I mean,
4 is very good, too.
I'm like I said, again, I certainly will watch it again. I'm certainly interested in it. I might go on a $5 Tuesday and check it out. But yeah, there's a part of me where I'm like, the things that people were like, oh, the feels are, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. I was kind of like, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay, I buy that. And it wasn't, oh my God, I think that's where, I think that's where I feel like it didn't really grip me the way Infinity War did. Infinity War, like I said, I like Infinity War better than I like.
Okay.
There's more action. There's more going on. I really think that movie plays well on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And this movie does what it needs to do, and it's really clearly a movie where it's about figuring it all out. And it's interesting because the other part is that as soon as Strange held up his finger to show that this is the one time that he saw where they won, you knew that Tony was done. You knew it. You knew that was going to happen. But yeah, I'm still not convinced that everybody's dead. Not when you have a working time machine.
You die, you get your own TV show. Okay, good job.
Yeah,
Black
right.
Widow.
It's not. I mean, I hate to say it this way. It's like if Robert Downey Jr. in 3 years is like, I'm bored. And you know what? I can use some more money.
Ivan's back. We're gonna have to delete one spoiler. Thank you, Ivan, for stepping out and coming back. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We will keep the spoilers away.
That.
No spoilers for you.
So what else are we going to talk about this week? I do have a couple quick things.
Okay.
I do have a couple quick things. I did see the final episode of Gotham.
What do you think?
I liked the tone, and I liked what they tried to do. My biggest frustration with them was fine. You can't really show me Batman until all the way at the end. But we never see Bruce Wayne at all. Period. Ever again. At the same time, it's certainly, they certainly played things off and they played it well. And they set up, the Riddler, and they set up the Penguin for the future, and they set up the Joker and all that kind of stuff, and they do a pretty good job. And so it's good that way. I like the tone. I like kind of where a lot of the aspects of where they went with it. I just really kind of felt like they, I'd like to have seen a little bit more interaction between Gordon and either Bruce Wayne or Gordon and Batman, if you know what I mean. And that didn't happen. There wasn't enough of it, and it didn't happen. It would have been even cooler if in this version, Gordon knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, and I have a feeling he does the way they kind of end it, but it's not a given, if you understand what I mean. It was a good. I mean, in fairness, that's the negative to it. The positive is, they really got the flavor of what Gotham would look like when Batman was there, if you know what I mean. They totally did a good job with the Joker at this point. They did a good job with Riddler and Penguin. And so, yeah, that works. But, yeah, it was worthwhile. You could watch. The funny part to me is, and this is the sad part, I really feel like you could watch that episode and never have watched any of the others.
It stands alone, huh?
I think it stands alone. I think it stands alone enough to where you don't have to watch the show. That's too bad.
I'll just watch Batman Begins.
Yeah, well. But yeah, the only other thing I can think of is Saturday is May the 4th be with you, which is also better known as Free Comic Book Day.
I'll be working, so I'm going to miss it again.
Yeah, to our listeners, if you Google Free Comic Book Day, there are 51 different free comics that are being given out. You can locate a store near you. I will not be able to make it this year because, like I said, I'm competing, and I'm going to be busy that weekend.
I'll be able to check it out. Yay! Cool. And I got G Comics right down the street from me. So
all right.
Absolutely,
yeah. We'll need your report, Ivan.
So that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We'll need you to file a report next week on that.
We'll have to.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
And I also watched. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I also watched a little bit of the induction ceremony to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where they inducted Stevie Nicks, the Zombies, The Cure, Janet Jackson, and there's one other one. I think it was another Brit band. Oh, Def Leppard, and I forget one other one there was, but
you mentioned the Zombies.
Yeah, the Zombies. Yeah. And I forget the name. Anyway, so it was just, it is what it is. But
well, Janet's overdue. Janet, in my opinion, Janet's been over a while. But that's me.
Well, she got it.
Well, I mean, of all of them that have been listed, I mean, Fleetwood Mac was accepted. Now they've got Stevie Nicks as a
solo artist, right?
As a solo artist going in. But yet, no word on Link Ray. So, if you get an opportunity to see Indians Who Rock the World, the story of Link Ray, Google it, find out where it's playing, check it out. You'll be very well surprised as to what it's all about. And then you'll think to yourself, why isn't he in it yet? It's the only instrumental in 1959 that was actually banned off of radio stations.
Wow.
And plus a whole lot more. I mean, there's, we're talking about the actual king of the power chord, which is essential in any rock configuration of guitar that he had started. And he made, he's known for the one song, but he has made a huge body of work from 58 to like almost the early 80s when he worked with Robert Gordon and a number of the retro bands, i.e. like the Stray Cats and Shaky Stevens and people like that. So if you get an opportunity, check it out. But the Zombies, that was long overdue. And again, having lost so much respect for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over the years, which, I used to hold it once upon a time in a much higher regard, but much like, the Grammys and the Oscars and all the rest of it, until they come up with a better system where more deserving artists, not saying that the people that aren't deserving, but there are a whole lot of artists out there that need to be in there too. And then, of course, the politics, which have pretty much overtaken the entire situation, which has left me in dismay. But then that's a whole nother chapter. But speaking of rock and roll, the 50th anniversary of Woodstock has been canceled.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, noes.
Yep, it has been canceled due to logistics because they're still trying to figure out how to make it where it's going to be good for everybody. And, Jay-Z was supposed to open. It's one of the headliners for Woodstock, which, good choice, but, there need to be more to the lineup, really.
See, my problem with the whole thing is this. This is my problem.
Yeah.
Woodstock, I love that you want to bring together people, Woodstock and stuff like that, but there was no ticket price to get into Woodstock. You just showed up.
Well, actually, no, that's not true. Initially, there were blocks of tickets to come to Woodstock. There were admission gates that were actually set up, but many of the patrons took it upon themselves to knock down very shabbily designed fences and such, and then after a while, they just pretty much told the audience, well, you know what? There's 500,000 of you out there, and now the investors are going to take a bath. It's in the Woodstock film. You'll hear all the language. Our investors are going to take a bath, so now Woodstock is free. It wasn't initially free. A lot of big-time investors poured a lot of money into making this thing happen. And the Max Jaeger farm situation still is shrouded in much mystery as how that became the location in the first place. And but it was 3 days of love and peace, and it did what it set out to do. But at the same time, it was a bar set to future outdoor venues where, okay, next time we do this, we got to make sure we got porta potties and we've got security and we got things built a little bit more so in order to make this happen. And then I know we had Woodstock 94, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was the 25th anniversary, and that was I remember that. I remember the backlash from that.
Right, and so
because it became really commercial, didn't it?
Yes.
Well, it became a forum for.
Was it 25 or was it 30? One of them I know there was all kinds of problems. I know one went okay and the other one didn't, right?
Well, it was 94, so 94, 2025.
Was it 25? I thought they did a second one and that was the problem, but I don't remember.
They did a 40th anniversary one too.
Did they? Maybe that's what it is.
Well, I know they've done the Woodstock. They visited the Woodstock thing a number of times, I believe, and it's always going to be the same thing. If, you want to make this an event, a lot more has to be involved in it. And then to try to retain, some of its original charm. Okay. Yeah. A lot of those bands that played in 69 aren't around anymore. And you know what? It changes with the times, but then, you get a lot of these people that from the 69 Woodstock, and they're just like, none of this music is anything I want to listen to,
Yeah.
And,
but at the same time,
you get a lot of the poo-pooers about that, but at the same time, you understand it, Mike, I understand it that, it's got to evolve in order for it to be viable.
Well, but here's the thing at the same time. Okay, look, I like Jay-Z and I like Miley Cyrus. Do I think they should be at Woodstock? No.
Not particularly.
No. No, and no.
That's what I said, not particularly.
Right, I mean, and there's bands I shouldn't say bands, but even like there's hip-hop acts that make far more sense than Jay-Z. That's funny. Really, in reality, Eminem makes sense. He's been far more vocal in terms of social awareness and certain social comments than Jay-Z's ever been.
Well, you got Eminem. Then, is Wu-Tang a viable product? I mean, are they?
I don't know. See, that's the problem that you're starting to get. Like, and in fairness, I gotta be honest. It's like lately, I thought I was up on a lot of these guys, but I'm not as much as I used to be. I mean, I don't know. Can you really? I mean, I don't even know if Drake would be considered viable and not looked at it as too mainstream at this point. I mean, you I don't know. I mean, who's?
Do you think Greta Van Fleet should appear at Woodstock?
I don't even know who that is.
Okay, Greta Van Fleet has been making a lot of noise. I mean, they were on Saturday Night Live, and the Instagram and Facebook and the cyberspace in general are saying the new Led Zeppelin, and I'm still with a tilted head and a stink eye about that. But I mean, they're good, but not Led Zeppelin good.
You see, there's a perfect example of something. But to me, what about, I don't know. See, to me, the problem is like when they did this in the 90s, it made sense. When they did this in the 90s, it made sense because you had all those grunge bands.
Well, you had Soundgarden, you had Nirvana, you had all of those guys. You had U2, you had the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Right, and bands that made sense what you were trying to do. With that, that's why the '94 thing was such a benchmark. But
right.
Which I don't feel that here in 2019, do we have these harder, edgier things without going into the realm of metal music?
If you find the right hip hop artist, but it's not Jay-Z.
No, you're right.
I just don't know who that is right now because I'm not as, and I feel like I know hip hop pretty well, but I don't know who that would be at the moment.
The Greta Van Fleet, like it says, it's just a rock band, like it says, making the inroads. They're getting popular. Okay, Florida County Line. I mean, or
Florida Georgia Line.
Or Georgia Line, right?
Florida County Line.
Okay,
Florida County Line.
All right, see that? Yeah, well, all right, whatever. But
we know what you mean, Ivan.
Alabama Shakes.
Oh God! Country at
Stadium
Woodstock?
Country. We have what do we have? The Country Thunder in Wisconsin every summer, where there's a stabbing or a shooting.
I think the thing was, I think in '94 they had the big mud piles and everybody was getting muddy.
What about? Let me ask you a question, Ivan.
What's that?
Because what if the show was headlined by Queen with Adam Lambert?
Well, I would think that would be quite the draw.
It's funny because there's a part of me where I'm like, yes, and there's a part of me where I'm like, Adam Lambert. I'm like, but it, that's.
But he made it work in the movie. Okay.
Was Adam Lambert in the movie?
No. Adam Lambert was not in the movie.
No.
Adam Lambert is who the Queen is touring with.
Yeah, Adam Lambert's who's right now, right?
With currently. Now, okay.
That's the guy from American Idol.
Adam Lambert?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it could work. But you still need some heavy, I'm not saying Queen isn't heavy, but you still need some heavier hitters back there, and like it says, a lot of the guys, a lot of the bands are just getting up in the years. I mean, Rolling Stones, I mean, the next tour I think it's going to be called the Geriatric Tour,
If they do plan to tour now that Mick's had his surgery.
Yeah, the Quest for More Money tour.
Yeah, the Geriatric Tour. Yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for them to come out in their walkers and their canes and shit.
What about like for example, Panic at the Disco? That might work.
Panic at the Disco, that's more of a rave. That's more of a dancey, ravey type of group. I mean, then you're talking about the 1975.
Makes sense, though.
Rock. I mean, I'm trying to, off the top of my head, it's like I'm trying to think hip hop, and everything I start thinking about, everything I start thinking about, I'm like, nope, that won't work. Like for example, it's like Drake, maybe, I don't know, Post Malone, no, I mean, that's where I'm having a hard time.
I think the people that are putting this together are having the same type of a problem. I think logistics is the word they're using, but I'll
tell you what would be cool.
I think it's coming down to the fact they don't know who to get.
I'll tell you what would be cool. It would be cool if you can get them to do it.
What's that?
If you could get Outkast to come back and do the show.
Well, if you can get Outkast to do the show, yeah, that would be
rare. That would be rare. That'd be real rare.
Yeah, he can go on stage right after Papa Roach.
Well, no, Outkast is two people, Mike.
I knew that.
Outkast is two people.
Yeah, Mr. Outkast.
And then,
Mr. Outkast?
No.
Then, do you think Nickelback would fall into that situation?
Oh my God! Stop! You're a dick.
I know.
Well, rest in peace, Woodstock 50. We won't miss you.
Yeah, unfortunately, not this time.
Yeah.
And
so here's the question, and I know we got to get to it, but so here's my question to you, Ivan.
Yeah.
Do you think we're ever going to see? I don't know what to call it. I mean, I'm not even looking for metal. Are we going to see hard rock anymore? I mean, I don't know.
Well, okay, the metal group.
Ever since the 90s, it's like, okay, nope, that seems to be dead.
Yeah, the metal groups, the hair bands and all of that, that's more of a...
Even the grunge?
Well, the grunge is long gone. The grunge is long gone.
Like, alternative bands is dead.
Well, alternative bands, they like many of the things, like the punk artists and the heavy metal guys that pretty much are now they've been put to B tier now, and a lot of that is more popular in Europe, like in Germany, with the krautrockers and such like that, and they seem to be making more of a noise over there than they are over here. Over here, we've become the pop cookie cutter center of the world now, and the remnants of American Idols and The Voice and America's Got Talent and things of this nature. We're sitting there trying to dig up from the inside of the core to try to find people that are talented, but then you find them But do any of these people support them? Do the labels support them? Do their producers support? Many of the times they don't even, they're not even, very few cases ever make it to that elusive star status. That, hi, I was on American Idol, now is met with, okay, so.
Yeah.
And you were on The Voice. Okay, so you were on America's Got Talent.
That doesn't hold any weight anymore.
Well, it does. It does, but not the way. I get what you're getting at, which is there have been enough of these shows and enough out there. I mean, the only good news is it has brought us working talent that we didn't have before. The problem is that there hasn't been. I don't know. I mean,
but where are these people? Where are these people? Okay, they've all been directed to Las Vegas, which Las Vegas has become the catch-all for much of this alleged talent. And I'm not saying that they're not talented. No, I'm not saying.
No, I wasn't saying that. But you know what, Ivan? If someone's going to pay you money for residency.
I'll go.
That stuff, absolutely. I'm there.
Okay, I'll go for a residency. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, look what happened to Beyonce. Look what happened to Janet Jackson. They're all they're going after that money because it's there and it's Las Vegas, right? Which, okay, yeah, but then we know Beyonce and we know Janet Jackson and we know these people. But Adam Lambert, will Adam Lambert ever make Las Vegas? Do you see that?
He's pretty big now because he's with Queen.
Right, because he's with Queen. I mean, he had a couple.
Queen. But if he was to go out on his own merit, would he be there?
Maybe. I mean,
that's an awfully big if. Because remember, Brian May cut a lot of those tunes, which a lot of people thought that Freddie Mercury did. But Brian May had a lot of input within the core of the band. I mean, I saw Brian May in '93 over at the Vic Theater, when Gary Hoey and his, track ended up opening up for him. He was doing a Back to the Light tour at that time. And when he sang some of the old Queen songs, you would have thought, damn, Freddie's in the room.
Well, I don't know.
But, Queen on the other side of the coin, if they got that type of a front man in front of them, or even if Brian May was to go front and center and be part of that band, front and center.
I will say Adam Lambert does have, I'm not saying he's Freddie Mercury, but he does kind of do that vibe.
So you think he's got that swag?
That's been his vibe, is kind of that kind of like that in between, kind of
pseudo operatic.
Well, not so much. No, I mean in terms of personality,
just
not
stage
so
presence.
Stage presence.
Stage presence. Good.
I almost want to say metrosexual, but it's not metrosexual. He has a very, very. I wouldn't call. It's. I don't want to sit there and say he acts like Freddie Mercury, but he's got that kind of thing going for him. He's got
that androgynous vibe. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm. And Adam Lambert does have a good voice. Adam Lambert has had some hits off the top of my head. There's the one. The problem is off the top of I can't tell you them right now because I can't look them up. But there's a few that I don't know that you would know. But he's done okay. And the other
I'll have to actually just go find him and just. See,
that's the other thing I laugh about, Ivan, is it's funny because you said Las Vegas. That's not the only place these guys are going.
Well,
Broadway is snapping these guys up like crazy.
Oh yeah, well, but I'm just saying when I watch America's Got Talent and that, a lot of them, they say, "Oh, you're going to Las Vegas." That's why I just chose that particular verbiage for them. But yeah, I'm sure the Broadway stage has opened its doors to many of these people who are coming out in stage productions in New York. I mean, it seems like in the last 15 or so or 20 years, Broadway has had a revival of sorts. I mean, with all of the stuff that's happening, in New York. And then, of course, our own Chicago theater district, we've had a bit of a revival here as well with many of the new things that have been coming out as far as theater production is concerned. So yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming with that. So,
but I think that's that there are more opportunities out there for a lot of these. Like, for example, I think I've told you my goddaughter / niece got top 40 for American Idol in 2014. And got on TV. She was on TV. She was like, I think that in that season, she's the first one to get through. And
that's cool.
And it's funny because she's still an indie. The only thing I could say is she really is only like 22, 23 years old.
Okay, which that's quite an accomplishment. Yes.
She's 22, 23 years old. She's top. And I gotta be honest with you, she's got a 1-year-old and I think he's 5 or 6-year-old, and she still gets sent around for corporate gigs and stuff. But there is a part of me where I cringe because it's like I love her to death, but it's like, okay, you need to listen to your Uncle Jeff about getting back. And I'm like, look, I know it's funny. She's even said she's like, I might have to. I'm like, yeah, you're probably going to have to. Even if you just moved to Chicago, you're going to have to. God knows I'd love to have him up here. It'd be great.
Well, I mean, you got to go where the action is,
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting because it's distinctly possible that I think if she worked it right, she could still be an indie and get around. But it's going to take a little bit more work. It's going to take a little more work.
It's going to take a lot more work, but India is not Chicago, New York, or California.
Sure. But in fairness, you're only a 45-minute plane ride away from Chicago.
Well, this is true.
Right. I mean,
if she's going to follow that dream, then she's got to go with where she can.
You got to go with the exposure.
She can still ride that train. Not to sound like a disparagement, but I mean, I don't know how long she can ride that hype.
Yeah, because you don't want her to be delegated to the, excuse me, I'm using air quotes, Chitlin circuit where you're doing gigs that are big but not as big as they could be.
She's doing a lot of corporate. I mean, I've seen where she gets called into events, so that's the other thing too.
Okay.
Good.
Well, and that's the other thing too. That's the other part is that's a lot more prevalent now too, where some of these people get pulled in to do corporate, like parties and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a different animal now. And that's not to say, I just think it's going to be interesting because I think metal, in some ways, I think metal is dead. I think metal is dead.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I says, I mean, as far as like metal and grunge and all the heavier type of music that we've come to enjoy in the 80s and 90s and such, yeah, they don't have as much of a presence today than they've ever been, because I mean, again, it's because of the way music is made now. And like many things, it's more of a corporate, let's think about the bottom line in relation to, okay, what are these artists trying to present out there? It becomes that whole thing all over again where, yeah, well, you have your idea of what the hit is and we know what we want to put our money behind.
Yeah, well, like I said, at some point, I keep always hearing, and then let's get to news. I keep hearing that this bubble is going to burst, whether it be radio or the recording industry, because there's so many venues, and yet they keep rolling on. They keep rolling on.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, not bringing in the vinyl buyers, not bringing in that part of it, because that in of itself, is almost to the point of vanity, if anything. Records. Okay. Yeah. Now you're getting this from the record guy. Now, do you think records will be a viable thing in 10 years? I'm not sure. Okay. But considering that, that records are making their point now, right now, it surprises me. And, but yet, depending on where you live in this country, as far as like venues are concerned, okay, Chicago has the talent, but they don't open up too many doors as far as like trying to support their own musical, identity. It's not like it was like back in before 1970 or I'm sorry, 1980 and such, here in Chicago. And that's why a lot of these acts and people have gone to places like California where it's popping and it continues to pop in California, or they go to New York where it continues to pop in New York, for much of it supports their own music, supports a lot of their artists. They have the venues. They got the doors open over there. Same with California. Las Vegas, Nevada is now starting its own little corner of the world as well. But Chicago has always seemed to have had a little bit of a problem, supporting its own musical trust that they have here, and that's why a lot of these people end up going elsewhere. But in the end, though, the evolution of the music, metal? No, not something you see a lot of unless you go to YouTube or certain channels and everything. You still got those torch bearers that are still holding the torch and hoping that someday they'll be out there, as they used to be on the MTV plateau where you saw them all the time. And Bangers Ball and then
those days are long gone, Ivan.
Yeah, those are long gone. Yo MTV Raps, same thing.
Yeah, Yo MTV Rap.
It just becomes that type of a
changing.
thing.
That's part of the reason why Woodstock 50 failed. It's just the changing landscape of what's popular, what music is
what's
nowadays.
popular with the music. Exactly.
Hey, Ivan, have you caught Ed Lover at all on 104?
Who?
Ed Lover.
Ed Lover?
Yeah. From Yo. So Ed Lover, who was one of the guys for Raps, has been doing a local morning show for one down in Chicago. He has been for like over a year.
Okay.
He sometimes he'll be like, okay, I got time. It's like he'll start talking to. It's like there's some good shit in there. If you can get through some of the other stuff, there's some good shit in there. When Ed starts talking, like okay, I'll stick around for this. This is gonna be good, Because he was there. He was there like at the beginning.
Well, yeah. Well, he was part of that whole. He was part of that whole construct of music television. He was there, yes, and
especially rap. Rap. I think they were the first show that had NWA on.
That's right. You're right. Right.
That's.
And then the only other remnant of anything that resembled heavier music was JBTV. Remember that program?
I do.
Yeah, there was a cable access program called JBTV.
Is that Jukebox TV? Is that what that is?
I believe I don't know if that's Jukebox TV or the guy who owns his initials TV.
He was based out of Chicago.
Was it?
It's based out of Chicago. It's like this older gentleman, and I remember JBTV back in the 90s when I was running around with, Stancy and all that, and at that time, I believe if my memory, hasn't failed me, I remember us going to a studio and taping for JBTV.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Jerry Bryant.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, yeah, that's what I knew was his initials. Yeah, and so I know they had done an appearance on there, and back then they featured a plethora. Wow, proper usage. A plethora of
well done.
metal bands on that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but now, I seen it as of recently, and it's like dwindled down to appearances of local talent, over at like, what the hell, that fest they have every year, the one I'm always making fun of.
Rib Fest.
Well, not Rib Fest.
Naperville Rib Fest, isn't it? Is that the one?
No, not Naperville Rib Fest.
Because they got they got some crazy ass people for that. Like they had Pitbull last year. Pitbull, like, what the fuck? Why is Pitbull in the middle of the fucking suburbs?
Well, because I guess
somebody else crazy. They got somebody else crazy this year too. Mike, can you look up real fast?
He's got to pay the rent.
It's the Naperville Rib Fest. I can't remember who they got. It's something fucked.
That cracks me up though. What's he doing there, man?
Right, exactly.
This is fucking Pitbull. Come on.
It's like, well, that's what I mean. It's like, because nothing says Pitbull like fucking Naperville, the home of like every fucking little family on the planet.
With all their houses that all look the same. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't get it.
Billy Idol.
Oh my God.
Is it Billy Idol?
Billy Idol, Flo Rida.
Flo Rida, there we go.
Brantley Gilbert.
I don't know.
I don't see Pitbull here on the.
No, Pitbull was last year. But
that was last year.
Flo Rida, there you go. There we talk. Now we're talking. That's exactly what I mean. Because Flo Rida, nothing says Flo Rida like Naperville, Illinois. Right.
I finally figured out the name. Lollapalooza. I figured it out, and I always kept calling it Lousy Palooza because it's lousy.
Wow. Could you imagine seeing Billy Idol? You're mind your own business in the middle of downtown Naperville. Like, is that?
And then you hear
Billy Idol.
You hear somebody in the distance. Eyes without a face.
Yeah, that's.
With a rebel yell.
Nothing says Naperville like Billy Idol.
My dancing with myself.
Now that's what I want to see. I want to see a collaboration with Billy Idol and Flo Rida. I think that should happen. That'd be
called Billy Rider.
Yeah. Oh God. Bad. Or Flo Idol.
Flo Idol.
Oh God. That sounds like some better tampon.
Oh my gosh, Flo Idol.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Oh God.
Strange things are happening.
Hey, look. Honestly, if it wasn't for Aerosmith, Run DMC would never have gotten to where they got.
Well, no, you're right. You're right.
It's surprising for those types of collaborations like that. That like somebody doesn't pull stuff like that anymore.
No, some of them worked, most of them didn't, but yeah.
Yeah. Flo Idol. There we go.
I like Flo Idol better.
Flo Idol.
Flo Idol, God. Or Rider Idol, or I don't know. Oh God. I can't believe Naperville. It's like seriously, Naperville's gonna have Billy Idol and Flo Rida. It blows my mind.
Yeah, no, it blows my mind too.
Isn't curfew there like 9 o'clock?
Don't they close their stores at 8?
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Closed on Sunday.
It's like, do they go out to the local...
Sunday, they don't even open at all, man.
Yeah. Do they go to the local Fridays after that or something like that? I have no idea.
Hey, man, how can I get a meal in this town? Well, we got one Denny's.
Oh, it's not that bad. They're big.
But it closes at midnight.
It's like Flo Rida. You got Flo Rida going to be there and Billy Idol, and it's like the most kid-friendly city in America. It's like,
it won't be after they get done with it.
Well, that's the part where I was laughing about Pitbull. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, I can just imagine everybody after Pitbull appeared over there, all of a sudden the kids were inundating the record shops or the audio shops to get their copies of Pitbull. Yeah. Wow, man, he was great. I want to look like Pitbull. I'm going to shave my head.
Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get me the pledge, man.
All right, we should.
Yes, we're running late today, so let's.
Want to cut news? We can.
No. We got it. We can get a few in.
Can we? Because I do have one other thing, which is I don't know if you caught this. Apparently, John Cena going to be in the next Fast and Furious movie.
Not this one coming up with Jason Statham and The Rock.
No, the next one, FF9.
Okay. All right.
No, the next one. And that's what I'm about. I'm curious about if like John Cena is the replacement for The Rock. Because Vin Diesel and what's his name? Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson got into an argument, and now
they don't get along. Those two.
No,
not anymore.
If it's not anymore, and so I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, interesting.
And then before, as part of News of the Squared, I'll throw this one out there. Did you see the story about the guy who's the teacher who said that if anyone, even with fake spoilers, spoils Endgame, he's gonna flip a coin and he's gonna fail half of the class?
Wow.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, that's great.
Oh my God. He's like, I'm gonna give you the Thanos snap. I was like, damn, okay.
That's cold.
You know those kids didn't say shit in that room. You know.
Oh, no.
You know no one said anything about him. Like, I can't afford that.
Jimmy, why'd you get this report card? Somebody gave out Endgame spoilers in our class.
Yeah, really.
I got a D. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that'll be. Now, there's a way to extort money. If you're one of the guys who's absolutely horrible and you're failing that class and you could use a few bucks and you're going to fail anyway, okay?
You don't give me your $2, I'm going to spoil Endgame for you.
Absolutely.
Give me your lunch money or I will fucking spoil Endgame for you.
Yeah, seriously. Like, if there's 30 people in that class, everybody got to give me $5.
I saw it 4 times, man, so I know it front and backwards, man. Give me that fucking money.
The funny part was, I think on that thing it said it didn't even have to be a real spoiler if it's even a fake one. That he was dismissed. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly,
Batman, Aquaman shows up.
Yeah. I mean, it could be something as simple as Tyrone Lannister shows up from,
Howard the Duck takes out Iron Man.
Yeah, something crazy like that. But, but I mean, seriously, if I saw that and I knew I was failing, I'd be like, all right, I got nothing to lose. You all have something to lose. You better pay me to keep my mouth shut.
Give me that money.
Give me my money. Give me my money.
Give me that money, bitch.
Give me my money. Seriously. All right. News of the Square. Let's go. And by the way, next week is our 50th show.
What?
50th show.
We got big announcement coming, right? And
we do.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not telling you, so you gotta listen to the show. We should have talked about that at the beginning of the show. Oops.
We actually should say spoiler free on that. No. Anyway.
All right. What do we got? What do we got, Mike? Because we got our foreign correspondent or foreign object correspondent.
Foreign object correspondent. Well, speaking of Endgame's, not the spoiler. Well, there's the story out of Hong Kong. We know the story about the guy who was shouting spoilers outside the theater, and he got the shit beat out of him, and he had to go to the hospital. They messed him up good. They messed him up good. Here's another Endgame related story. A 21-year-old Marvel fan was rushed to the hospital after seeing Avengers Endgame. Marvel fan Zhao Li was rushed to the ER by her friends in China after crying too hard while watching Avengers Endgame.
Oh, come on.
The doctor said the 21-year-old was having trouble breathing and her hands were twitching. Doctors say this was likely caused by nonstop crying and gasping.
Oh my God.
China was the first country to premiere the Marvel film, and Zhao Li was one of the lucky fans to be able to watch the midnight premiere. Allegedly, she was crying nonstop throughout the movie. After we observed her symptoms, we believed she had been crying and gasping too much, which led to shortness of breath.
Wow.
But she's improved.
Okay?
She's fine. But she was rushed to
Okay.
the ER because of just hyperventilating caused by just from
Emotional
crying.
overload.
Yes.
Wow.
Emotional
But
overload.
she's okay, folks.
Dang, this got to be some movie, man. I don't know. I got asthma. Should I go see this flick?
I know there were some people who were. I remember like when Avatar came out, and it became such a huge thing, and there were people who were depressed when the movie was over because Avatar was. It's not real. They were so immersed in the fantasy or something like that. But they didn't want to leave, and
I mean, it's a great movie, and you get swept up in it. But man, whew.
Yeah, I don't know if I get that far.
There was another story I found here. I gotta scroll up just a little bit further, and I'm gonna find it.
I mean, I will admit, I did kind of cry when Han Solo died.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
I was a mess.
I did. That was bad.
I was an emotional mess.
The worst part is that J.J. Abrams did that perfect because you thought he was going to live for a second, and it's like, nope, dick. You're a dick.
I cried at Endgame, man.
I was like, I'm like, oh, he's gonna live. Oh, hate you, J.J.
No such luck.
Yeah, thanks, J.J. I had a little bit of hope. It's like, come on, I got you on the string. Guess what? Not die. Ah.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
Owners mortified when their dog ripped open a neighbor's package that contained a dildo.
Dildo!
Part of being neighborly is taking in the mail when that neighbor's away. And that includes packages. Packages disguised in brown boxes that contain normally the usual clothing, kitchen knickknacks, the occasional book, or dog toy. Dog toy. Lee Edwards, 36, Lee Edwards and his partner, Jenna Crozier, did the neighborly thing and took in a parcel for the resident who lived down the street. The package was placed safely behind the door away from thieves and the elements, except the parcel wasn't safe from their four-legged package thief, their 7-month-old puppy. Their sweet little Labrador, Bonnie, intrigued by what they might be inside, ripped the package open, went unattended, and revealed a 6-inch dildo. But, of course, to Bonnie, it just looked like another dog toy. So, I came downstairs, and at first I thought it was just a training toy. I train dogs for a living, and we do have toys that are similar. Then I thought it might have been. Then I thought it might have been Jenna's, and I was thinking, why has she bought that? It was just lying there on the floor, and then I saw what happened to the box. So.
Stop. You train dogs for a living, and you just thought it was another toy.
He says obviously he's never used one.
He had training toys that were similarly shaped.
I guess this is what they mean by give the dog the bone.
And then he says, I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want the neighbor to think I touched it, so I cordoned it off like a crime scene. It's embarrassing, but you can see the funny. But it's embarrassing, but you see the funny side of it. So.
Wait. Did they put the tape around the dildo?
Yeah, like the caution tape, like the chalk outline.
Yeah. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, come on, baby.
No.
Oh my gosh, my God! I can just imagine the face of horror those people when they come over, wondering what happened to their package, and knowing that the whole world knows that they're deviant.
But the neighbor eventually came around to pick the item up.
Uh-huh.
And the neighbor ended up coming around. I don't know her, but I'd say she's in her late 40s. I apologized and told her the dog had got a hold of it. She gave us a look. She knew what it was. She knew what it was, and then she ran off to her car. I've not seen her since.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to. I feel awful, she said. But I put a big sign in the downhouse saying we don't accept parcels anymore because this is what will happen with our dog.
God forbid. God forbid that dog had ringworm.
Oh.
Think about that. Like doggy disease and it gets in Well, never.
Yeah, that's all he needs is to give yourself a case of parvo, man. That's just not.
Yeah, next time you get drone delivery, lady. Next time you're getting a dildo, don't worry about. Don't trust the neighbor and their dog.
Give the dog a bone. This whole that'd be cool.
I had a, and people with their dildos are really something. I mean, some people some people are ashamed of them. Some not so much. I have a little side story, of one such dildo experience. When I was working at DVC, I'm going to keep to that just to protect my image. Well, just I don't want us to get sued. Anyway, but the thing about it was,
wait! I don't sue. Holy
what?
Shit! What?
So what it is that me and my boss, we were doing apartment inspections. Okay, we do this, check out for the HVAC, check out for the things in the apartment and stuff. We put out little papers saying we're going to come by, right? All right. So it just so happens that we came in and, we knocked on the door, and, then the lady yells, says, "Oh, come on in. Don't worry about it. I'm taking a shower." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we came inside and
do we need to cue the cheesy porno music?
We could cue the cheesy porno music. So anyway, what happened was we came inside and we looked around and we went past the HVAC, and of course across from the HVAC room was the bedroom. Well, to my horror, I looked over and saw a towel, and on this towel was a little year-old baby. And next to the year-old baby, there were like different dildos of different sizes and descriptions next to the baby. And I'm thinking, okay, old girl, once she had her child, I guess the raging hormones are going on overdrive here. I'm like, we're looking at these things, and I called my friend over, and he looked, and he's like, "Oh my God!" There was 6 of them of varying degrees, and I'm just like thinking, yikes. To which me and my friend just decided to take a powder and say, "Thank you, we checked everything's cool." And I'm thinking, baby sleeping next to these things. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
So people, if you're gonna do deviant things, make sure you keep your stuff under wraps and don't let people take your parcels.
Yeah. Okay.
Or leave them out on towels. Next to your kid.
We've learned things. What else you got?
That's our purpose for the show, is just to educate and hopefully entertain. A Connecticut man who said the cop confused his McDonald's hash brown for a cell phone was found not guilty.
What?
A Connecticut man was found not guilty of distracted driving after he's saying the police officer confused his hash brown patty for a cell phone.
Why would he be holding his cell phone? He might be holding his patty, his hash brown patty to his ear.
He was holding it in front of his mouth.
No. If you're holding the phone, if you hold the phone the other way where it looks like you're holding the phone outward, I can see how somebody might think
you're holding it in front of your mouth.
Yeah.
It looks like you're talking into a mobile device.
Yeah.
Okay, so old boy was ready to crunch out on his favorite hash brown and everything. He gets busted because he thinks he's talking on a cell phone. Got it.
Jason Steiber was cited in April 2018 on Post Road in Westport. He stopped at a McDonald's on his way to work and said he was eating a hash brown that was mistaken for a cell phone. In court, Corporal Sean Wong testified he saw Steiber holding a black cell phone with the screen illuminated and his mouth was moving. But Steiber said he was eating and holding the hash brown by its white wrapping. He said he offered his cell phone to the officer to go through his call history. The decision of not guilty was released Friday by Judge Maureen Dennis of the State Superior Court in Newark. She cited a 2016 appellate court ruling in a previous case that cleared a man of driving while using a handheld phone. In that case, the court found there was not enough evidence that the phone was close enough to the man's ear to hear anything transmitted over it. Cyber waged a court battle to fight the ticket after being initially found guilty. Not guilty, justice prevails, Cyber wrote in an email to Eyewitness News. So
now I can eat my hash browns.
How do you confuse a black cell phone with a white hash brown, though?
Yeah, kind of makes me think he needs to go get his site checked.
Well, either that or maybe he did pull a fast one. Maybe he did have the cell phone. There's this meme where someone baked a bunch of cookies and put a frosting on them to make them look like iPhones. As he was eating it, as they get pulled over, so he offers the cop a cookie. Yeah. So. Speaking of food, well, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is food.
I got one.
All right.
Police see super obedient lookout parrot trained by Brazilian drug dealers. The bird was taught to officers' presence, according to reports. As soon as the police got close, he started shouting. This was in northern Brazil. And they were trying to targeting crack dealers. According to the Brazilian press, the bird had been taught to alert criminals to police operations in Vila Irma Dulce, a low-income community in the sun-scorched capital of Portillo State, by shouting, "Mom, the police!" The parrot, who has not been named, was seized on Monday after the officers swooped on the drug den by a local couple. He must have been trained for this, said the officer. As the police got close, he started shouting. A journalist who came face-to-face with the imprisoned parrot on Tuesday described it as a super obedient creature, albeit one that has kept its beak firmly shut after being arrested. So far, it hasn't made a sound and is completely silent. A lot of police officers have come by and he said nothing. It's been handed over to the local zoo, where it would spend 3 months learning how to fly. The bird joins a growing list of animals implicated in Brazil's drug trade raid. Although most have been reptiles. I'm not going any further with this. There's something about an alligator.
Okay.
Another alligator.
No more alligator. Hey, Mike, there's something you put up about you can stay in a giant potato. What the hell is this?
Yeah, this article's on our Squares of the Round Table Facebook page, but I'll give you a brief excerpt of it once I'm pulling it up here.
I'm looking at it now. Okay. $200 a night for Airbnb potato.
Airbnb a potato?
An Airbnb, but it's shaped like a potato.
And $200 you can stay inside of something that resembles a potato.
A giant potato.
Okay. What, people are getting together now to get mashed up? What's going on here? Potato. Strange.
According to this...
But then I guess not as strange as some of those people that get those Airbnbs off the cliffs. Have you seen those?
No. But apparently this was gifted... This was gifted by the Idaho Potato Commission. It's a 6-ton potato hotel set on 400 acres of land.
Okay.
So, see, now here's...
Nothing says Idaho.
Acres of land in the middle of Idaho. That means there's nothing there. That means that something wacky could happen. Like a bull could mount it or something like that. Or a horse or some crazy crap like that. What if a horse gets hungry and go, look at the giant potato and he tries to eat it? Or something. Maybe there's a buffalo or something. Maybe
or somebody could just go ahead and take an earth mover and just kind of roll it down the hill.
Or a dairy truck full of sour cream crashes into it.
Yeah, seriously.
An 18-wheeler filled with butter could just jackknife into it. And now Do we want to see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota? No, we're going to go see the 6-ton potato in fucking Idaho.
Well, first of all, who the fuck's going there?
People who dig potatoes, I guess. I don't know.
I like potatoes.
Potato fetish.
I like potatoes, but I'm not.
I love potatoes, but I'm not going to live inside of one. No.
It's not even living inside of one. It's like, okay, stay a night or two, I guess, but, you know, do you get free fries with that? I don't think so.
I bet you their whole menu is potato-based.
I don't know.
You know, hi, we got breakfast for you. How about some potato pancakes next to some hash browns? And then after that, you can have some potato bread to...
Oh, see, now that makes more sense. Now this explains everything. This is why it's on a whole bunch of 28-acre area of flatland. By the time you're done carving to death, you need to go run, take a walk.
Right, because of the fact you ain't gonna go out the door afterwards because of their because of their breakfast menu.
You're gonna have to roll out the door or something.
But I bet you they can take stock in sour cream and butter though.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, hey, we can serve you lunchtime. What do you got? Baked potatoes?
Mm. Would you live in a baked potato, Mike?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, here's the problem. What if when you're sleeping it smells like baked potato?
Now, there's an idea. How about dinner?
No,
we got potato soup.
That's bad.
Just when you're leaving the house, be sure that the hash browns you're eating don't look like a cell phone.
Yeah.
Right, and get busted by a cop who doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, you just tell them you live in the baked potato.
By the way, they got potato soup for dinner.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Apparently, there was also something happened to a Florida man.
Another Florida man
more
story.
Florida stories.
A Florida man
Yep.
was attacked and killed by his giant flightless bird. And now, Ivan, you can own it.
Nice.
The flightless bird?
Yes.
It's up for auction?
Okay. Why would I want to own a person killing flightless bird?
I have no idea.
That would be just like the reason. Why would I want to own a parrot that screams his ever-loving nuts off before the cops come over to my house?
Not a parrot. This thing is huge. It looks like a turkey on steroids.
Is it like an emu?
I don't know. It's big. It could be an emu. And then there's other birds.
An emu is a flightless bird, right? I mean,
I didn't think that far.
Okay, because I know that, what the hell? There's the Liberty commercials have a guy and an emu. Liberty Insurance?
Something called a cassowaries? I never even heard of that.
Cassowaries?
Yeah, CASSOWARIES. They're similar to emus and stand 6 feet tall, weigh up to 100 pounds. San Diego Zoo website calls them the world's most dangerous bird with 4-inch dagger-like claws on each foot.
Shit.
Holy crap!
Shit!
And they can run 31 miles an hour through
dense forest
and brush.
Do you want to own this thing?
Here's the best part. It says here it's a tragic accident. There ain't no tragic accident.
No.
Hell no.
No. That bird was out for blood. That bird was going to kill him.
That's a killer bird. Yeah, but you can own it, Ivan. You want it? We can go get it.
No, thank you.
No, we missed the auction. It sold at auction on 7. So,
No, I don't want to own a human killing bird. No, I have enough problems dodging bullets here in the city, let alone try to.
Yeah, you got enough problems with cockroaches.
I have enough problems with cockroaches.
Hey, good news. Good news. If you got that, there ain't gonna be no cockroach.
Yeah.
That
there won't be much of anything.
Yeah.
Could you
I
imagine?
just imagine it looks like Kevin from Up.
Kevin from Up.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Well, it doesn't look exactly like that, but it does kind of look. Well, it's like a mutant turkey.
With long legs.
Yeah, there's a picture here. It's like.
Do you think you can eat it? Like a turkey?
Yeah, you get close to it. I'm not. Dagger-like claws. Screw that. You go over there. I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
Sounds like a Nightmare on Elm Street sequel ready to happen, except with this bird.
You have to be a special kind of stupid to want that bird.
Yeah.
Right.
But of course, you know how us humans are enamored with animals and how we feel. Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if you could have gotten away. Now, there's an idea. If you could get away with, like, oh, I got you this.
You could actually have it sent to a person you absolutely hate.
Yeah, absolutely hate. Like, I got this bird. It's just just a mutant turkey that I found.
Hi, it's Thanksgiving, and I figured we could take this new breed of turkey and we can eat it.
Yeah.
You know? And then find out.
I'll be 4 doors down. I'll see you.
I'll see you. Don't want to be you.
Yeah. I have a prior engagement. Sorry. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Oh God. Do I really want to do this story? Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do.
So, yeah, that's really what I want to do. Gynecologist warns woman to stop garlic in their vaginas.
Okay, what, is she trying to keep vampires from chowing down or something? What's going on?
Apparently, this is a new health trend that relates to supposed antibacterial qualities of garlic and can reportedly have on the vagina. But Dr. Jennifer Gunter has strongly refuted this idea on Twitter. In an 8-part thread, she explained exactly why women should definitely avoid placing it in their vaginas. Why you should not put it in your vagina.
One, it was
she says the idea of garlic being an antibacterial agent, it contains allicin, and in the lab they have antifungal properties. This is not in a lab, not even in mice. Just a dish of cells. Your vagina is not a dish of cells. I'm not going to that. Here's one. Here's lots of vaginal garlic aficionados. Here's her when she writes in the parentheses, I shouldn't have to tweet that in 2019. But here we are. Recommend inserting a clove. This means they don't understand. For a listen to be released, the garlic has to be cut or crushed. Sigh, continues the doctor. Before going on to explain the health, the garlic. I like this doctor. The garlic could have bacteria from the soil. Bacteria from the soil can be a pathogen in the bad for the body. That's why we clean wounds. If you actually happen to have an inflamed yeasty vagina to infect, either that'll grow you a garlic plant. I don't know which. Hold on. But what if you crush up the garlic and have done everything you do to ensure it's clean? Again, Dr. Gather explained. There's the cut up garlic on raw tissue thing, and her parentheses, ouch. And fishing of the garlic out by the gyno thing. Garlic can cause biofilm on braces, so could garlic contribute to biofilms in the vagina? Biologically plausible. Biofilms are bad. You do not want them in any form, especially when you have yeast. Effects of garlic, good bacteria, also unknown. This reminds me. This reminds me of a different story when you talk about things getting stuck in vaginas.
I've got a few of those stories too.
Which is one. If you're gonna make someone your personal hot fudge sundae, no nuts. No crushed nuts.
No crushed nuts.
I learned that one the hard way.
Okay,
Don't do that.
Do not stick bananas in the vagina. Don't do it. Don't do it because if you break off the banana in the vagina, you're going to the hospital.
No.
Okay, guaranteed. If you break off the banana in the vagina, you're going to the hospital. I know of someone who had that happen to them, and became the laughing stock of school the following day.
Oh my God! You notice how Mike's been silent the entire time?
I'm afraid I don't have any personal insight into this kind of stuff. I don't, not owning a vagina myself.
Yeah.
I just being a silent observer here, and
I rent one on an occasional.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I okay, I'll just leave it there. You know where I stand.
Oh, I know you slip in, but I don't know where you. I only got one more.
Okay.
This one's actually not really all place to end.
Okay.
So there are girls all over Nashville who are not very happy. It seems that there were quite a few of them who decided this past weekend was a good time to have their bachelorette. Well, maybe they should have checked the schedule. And the reason maybe they should have checked the schedule was because downtown Nashville was full of people teeming with life because the NFL was here for their draft.
Okay.
So apparently there were a whole bunch of pissed off brides and bridesmaids because they ventured downtown only to find bars with tens of thousands of rowdy football fans blocking off street and overtaking bars. Which local women were all up. There were women who were upset about this.
They can't get their drunk on.
Because they, all this bride wanted to do was have her bachelorette party in Nashville while listening to country music, and the NFL had to go and supposedly.
Had to go and root it for her. Yeah. I can't get my drunk on. The bars are full.
See, here's the problem.
What?
Here's the problem I have. Okay? You remember when the NFL draft? When the NFL draft was here in town, in Chicago?
Yeah.
It was like everywhere. Everyone knew it was in town. Everybody.
Right.
Everybody knew. We're like the third largest city in America. Everybody knew. Everybody knew that it was in town, and that maybe you better, unless you Rock or the Bean or something like that.
Right.
Okay. You knew. It was like that was a bad weekend. Things downtown, things like that.
It's their own fault for not knowing what was going to happen.
Right. Well, it's like Nashville's a smaller city. This shouldn't be that fucking hard.
Well, yeah, and I can just imagine being a smaller city with all those people, a lot of E's and A's happening in all those bars. Yeah, old girl wasn't going to get her drunk on that weekend.
It's not even that. It's just, it's so... It's kind of asinine.
The photo caption for the article says it all. The looks on these two girls' faces.
Yeah, they are just pissed. They are just pissed. And one of them sat there and said that they wanted to talk. What would you like the manager? You're the one who decided to come not to check any dates and go.
What the fuck is the manager gonna do when he's making money hand over fist? And
absolutely.
He's making money hand over fist, and I'm sorry, your problem holds no water here. So you know what?
Ask the NFL to leave. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go.
That'll
Oh
work.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, they only made probably a few million on that on having the draft in town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the girl sitting there? But I want my bachelorette party here.
Right, and the funny part is, Ivan, you're not looking at the
here.
pictures. You're not looking at the pictures. Mike and I are looking at the pictures. They absolutely look like that. They like it's the NFL's fault. It's men's fault, and like that. How dare they ruin their?
How dare they do this shit on my day?
In my day, and all that kind of stuff.
And all that Bridezilla shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, I get a lot of that, but it's a major event. How do you not know? How do you not know?
Obviously, she doesn't follow the game. Obviously, she doesn't care about sports.
It's not even don't know about the game. Like when there's a major thing going on in town in Chicago, you have to be a moron not. Like,
yeah, well, but you got to remember too that Chicago, is a big sports town.
But I'm not talking about just sports. Like when Lawless here, everybody
when Lousy Palooza's around, everybody knows about Lousy Palooza.
Yeah, everybody knows Lousy Palooza.
They didn't do their homework.
Right. Or the taste.
You're right.
You're right. When the taste happens, or the Air and Water Show, if you don't realize it's the Air and Water Show weekend, okay, we're not talking about people from out of town. We're talking about people from in town. I would understand if someone was coming from out of town and they didn't know. Okay,
but she was in town. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Why would she not know about that?
How does she not know? How does she not know? How does it?
Obviously, either she didn't know or she just didn't care.
Well, and I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's my time. I'm not worried about it. And really, here's the part I find most amusing is, wouldn't it be a lot more fun to have more people to party with?
Well, I would think so.
Then again, I've seen some of those guys who go with the NFL draft. There ain't a lot of guys that you're looking to sit there and go dangle $1 at. They look more like you or me, or
with a bit of a
kind of your average Joe.
Yeah,
or your average Thor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Fat Thor. They look more like Fat Thor. Actually, they don't even look as good as Fat Thor.
Fat Thor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What Fat Thor?
Yeah, they don't even look like that. Fat Chris Helmsworth. They don't even look that good. But yeah. And then they were all their makeup and stuff. They're wearing more makeup than the women probably, because you got people like Bear Man and stuff like that who show up.
Wear more makeup than the law of gravity will allow.
Yeah, well, because they all got wear their war paint and all that crazy shit. I mean, God bless those guys that they could go do that and still apparently have family.
You know what? Hey, that's a fandom thing. You know what? You want to go around paint yourself up? Hell yeah, go for it. It's all you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? If we can go ahead and do the things that we do, and we can wear costumes, or we can, let our freak flag fly and do whatever it is that makes us happy. But
like I said, that's to me the only thing. It's you have to be somewhat generally aware. I mean, the perfect example, when Celebration was here in town, people knew. Anybody would have a brain knew that Celebration was in town. Okay?
Right.
And maybe going towards that part of the city, you might want to steer clear.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of fans where they had a meetup at the Bean where they're having lightsaber fights, and I guess it was pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. I mean, when stuff like that happens, there's a big event like that. And I don't mean just the NFL draft. And I know where you're coming from, Ivan, which is, okay, maybe they don't know sports. But, that kind of stuff, unless you're living under a rock, you don't care. Most people kind of know when that shit's going in town. And we're in a bigger city. So to me, I kind of sit there and I'm like, well, Nashville's small. I would think they'd be talking it up like crazy all over the place. Because smaller market, not as much news. That's even bigger there than it is here. I guess that's the only thing. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You keep, I don't know, you keep going in and out a little bit.
I don't know. Well,
Maybe
it's kind of funny because you kind of keep cutting out at I have.
Yeah, maybe it's just the connection. At least it sounds better, so.
Well, that's going to do it for news. Mike, tell us what we won. No, tell people how they can reach us and how they can find us and what they can do.
We are on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. All these great stories. Most of them you can see on the Squares of the Roundtable Facebook page. Shout out to Scott for these funny articles he keeps sending to us. This is awesome. We appreciate it. And we are on Podbean and Anchor. Download the free apps, and you can listen for free anywhere on your mobile device or even on your computers. We're on YouTube. Click the bell, subscribe. You'll know when new episodes drop. Speaking of dropping, we dropped Ivan. Hi, Ivan.
I'm here. I'm back.
Hi.
Yeah, phone call came through, and then it cut me off. Sorry.
It's all right. We are on the YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
Click the bell, subscribe.
Yeah.
We have an email, sotrtpodcast@gmail.com. And
All right. So we've come to the end of the program today at Squares of the Round Table. Coming to you via Discord. Love this Discord.
It sounds better.
Mm.
We're endeavoring to create better and more funner stuff.
More funner stuff.
More funner stuff. And if you would be so inclined, next week is our 50th episode. So yay, we'll be a little celebration.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
Yay! I don't know. We're going to do something special. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But until then, that's been Ivan, and that's been Jeff. We appreciate you listening.
And that there is Mike.
Yep. Hi.
Bye. Appreciate you being with us tonight. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.